Oh, about that. Hmm. There we go. Much better.
Oh. Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday to you guys. And something else. Can I get a drum roll, please? Happy fall.
Woo woo.
Oh my gosh, my tongue. I was drinking that iced tea and it got my tongue all like looking all crazy. Yes, happy fall to
Yeah.
everyone. One of the best seasons is here.
And you know
Started
why?
yesterday.
You
What?
know what comes after fall?
No, I don't know what comes after fall. Wow. Wow.
Christmas.
She
I
had
think it's officially Christmas time now.
it's not. It's not. We gotta let the leaves fall.
The leaves are falling.
We have to embrace this. I'm not mad at your Christmas background and your excitement for Christmas because that is also a great time.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
It is a little early, yes.
let's enjoy the fall. We
Okay.
just fell in to the fall. Get it? I'm a little off today, I'm spiraling. But no, happy Monday, happy fall to everyone. And everyone that's just tuning in. We're just so thankful that you're taking the time to just be a part of today's discussion, today's dialogue, today's conversation. Do me a favor. All right. We want to know who's tuning in. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable. We want to make sure that you get to, express your comments and your feelings of yesterday's service or just anything in general. So we need to hear from you. So
Yeah.
we need to see you in the comments. So please make sure that you write in the comments where you're tuning in from. If this is your first time, we want to indicate that by putting the VIP or just saying it's my first time, or just saying, hey, I love popping in. I'm new. Let us know somehow, some way, so we can make sure that we shout you out and make you feel special. But also, if you're a regular, let us know how you're feeling on this Monday. I am enjoying it because it stayed under 75 degrees today. It's going to be,
Mhm.
same tomorrow. So I'm loving this weather. It's putting me in a better mood these days
This
because
is
I don't like going to work when it's hot, hot, and
yeah.
that 80-degree weather was
Terrible.
ghetto.
No, this is definitely the time of the year where everything is just like magical. You get to snuggle up and whatnot. So
Hmm.
I love, certainly in love with the cooler weather that we're having. And I can tell now that the leaves are starting to change, which always surprises me because it happens around the same time every year.
Hmm.
But no, this is the season.
Oh, look at your background. That's so
Better.
nice.
Okay, go.
See, I'm sitting here getting everything set up. I'm telling the people to comment and share and everything, and I'm over here trying to share, and I didn't see your beautiful background. That's beautiful. I like that. But also, yes, this is a beautiful time. But right now is a beautiful time as well for you to be engaged with us. So please make sure that you like, you comment, and you share. We love to share. We just came off of a sermon yesterday where we're learning about being a part of God's body and basically exercising our gifts that God blesses us with. So some of you may be asking, how can I be a blessing and demonstrate God's love if I'm not very a friendly person, or I don't
Hmm.
like to really start a conversation, right? I may be a little antisocial. You could just do simple things like sharing the content and being a blessing, because you don't know whose page or timeline it may pop up on, and you never know who it may bless today on this Monday, right? So please make sure that you like, you comment, and you share, because we want to just do our our due diligence when it comes to God's love and demonstrating that and being an example of what this walk is like with Christ, right, man?
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of the things is that we learned, I believe, yesterday is that we're all have a part and a role to play in the body of Christ. So we come bring different things and we share our experiences differently. So, like Kev said, being able to share not only this broadcast, but everything that we're doing throughout the week really does have an impact in the kingdom because those who are attached to you are given a vehicle to. Uh, get to know Christ and what we're doing as a church. So it really is a wonderful purpose that we all have.
Yes. So I want to give a special shout out to everyone that has helped us with our mission to Malawi,
Mhm.
Africa. Yesterday was Reveal Sunday, and listen, it was Reveal Sunday. It was High Emotions Sunday. Good emotions,
Yeah.
very emotional, but for a good reason. It was just something that I think everyone should experience in their life. The moment where you see, like for me yesterday, just seeing who I will be blessing for the next couple years and everything. Just seeing an example of how God's love can transcend
Mhm.
past our local areas, how it can just reach countries and across the world, and how you can be a blessing to someone that's not in this, in your area. So many emotions,
Yeah.
just yesterday in general. But I think also seeing the reactions of others too.
Mhm.
So they may be asking, what was Reveal Sunday yesterday, Mai? So can you tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more what happened yesterday?
So like Kev said a little bit earlier, we have been going full steam ahead with our mission to Malawi. So last week, Bishop actually went to Malawi and he took our pictures with him to the village. It's called Mbonchera, Malawi. And the children there got to see a gallery of everyone's pictures, and then they selected who they want to be their sponsor. So Bishop was back. It takes 24 hours to get there. First,
Wow.
crazy.
I know Bishop was tired.
I'm sure he was tired. So it was amazing alone that he was back with us on Sunday. But he brought the pictures back of who chose us to be their sponsor. So, that's what we all went through yesterday. It was absolutely amazing. Like you said, Kev, the shared emotion that was in that room was just truly special. And I think, we these are the things that we talk about. We say that we want to transform lives. You
Mhm.
know, that is our mission, that is our call. But it
Yes.
was something different to be able to see, the face of the person who's on the other end of that,
Yeah.
and to see their life and to learn more about them and what life is like there in Malawi. So, I don't know, it was just completely different and so special and unique, and I cried like a big baby. I wasn't expecting for that, but it really was an emotional thing. I'm just so excited for, how things will continue to unfold,
Yeah.
with my new sponsor baby.
Yeah. It was such an incredible experience, and I'm just excited to just be a blessing to not just this child, but also to their family as well. I took the time to go on the profile and read more about um, my child. A shout out to Ida. Ida. She is named after an African princess, and just finding out more about what she liked, and what her and her family does.
Mhm.
It's an amazing thing to just learn. And I've just been telling everyone, that's just like, oh my God, like, look, I was showing, like, you would have thought, like, this girl was born yesterday, and I'm just going around showing everybody this picture.
Yeah.
But for
But
me, it
who
was
would have
awesome seeing
thought,
other people too.
like, a little girl named Aida would come into connection with you all the way here in South Jersey, right?
Hmm.
24 hours away.
Hmm.
And that's what's so special about it, because I think it's so easy for us to get so preoccupied with our own lives that we
Hmm.
forget that there are others around us, even across the world, that are going through it too. And so, when we talk about being the hands and the feet of God, it's not just, what is in our direct reach, but
Yes.
also around the world and the
Yeah.
impact, on this little life, Kevin, that you're going to make.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, and even what they go through, where they are right now, and they
Hmm.
still have smiles. It's just they were still excited to be a part of that experience with us. And as Bishop was saying yesterday, the things that we take for granted. Like one of the things that he said is like when he was eating with the children, he's waiting just like how we would, like if we were at a
Mhm.
restaurant somewhere getting ready to eat, waiting for our forks and everything. They didn't have that mindset. They just dug right in and started to eat. So
Yeah.
it's like little things like that, just having a fork, having a spoon that, we may take for granted, but they don't have. So, like you said, we say transforming lives all year long. We have certain months that's just really, centered around transforming those lives, but actually seeing it now, seeing that, there's someone that we can be a blessing to, that we can sow into, and that we know that as we continue to be a blessing to them, that it's going to bless not just them, but their family, and just
Mhm.
putting action to those words and everything. It's just a beautiful, beautiful way of just transforming that life, and just also showing God's love in ways that you could never imagine, right? So I
Absolutely.
think, can we look at a recap of just yesterday? Because
Yeah.
we can talk about it, but it's just something. The emotions, it was just so heavy in the room,
Mhm.
but the video did such an incredible job at capturing what we experienced yesterday.
Sure, let's take a look.
In my life, be glorified, be glorified. In my life, be glorified, be glorified. Everybody say, in my life, be glorified, be glorified, be glorified. Whoa. Be glorified. Yeah. Oh, say in my life, be glorified, be glorified. Oh, in my life, oh, be glorified, be glorified. Oh, you get the glory, you get the praise, you take the honor. Thank you, get the glory, you get the praise, you take the honor. Oh, you get the glory.
It's such a rewarding experience. Our little girl is Violet. She's 7 years old. So sweet, heartwarming opportunity. Glad we're a part of it.
Say you get the glory, you get the praise, you get the honor. One more time. You get the glory, you get the praise, you take the honor. And I want to say thank you. Say thank you. Yeah. Say thank you. Yeah.
I was a big baby. The minute I picked up the envelope, I was like, "Oh no,
Oh Lord,
tears
here
are
we
gonna come."
go. Here we go. No, but such a beautiful moment, such a beautiful service, such a great time just having in the Lord, and just celebrating, and just seeing how it was affecting others. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not a big crier, but um just seeing other people cry, and just the emotions, and also like just the moments of just being authentic, and just being in those emotions.
Mhm.
Even I think Pastor Tyrus Bush and his wife shared that their youngest daughter was like just so excited, and just
Yeah.
her emotions, just seeing like, their sponsored child, like those moments too. Like, I just saw so many people showing their kids, like, like this is look like this is
Yeah.
someone like your age somewhere else, and how we're going to be such a blessing to them just being here.
Hmm.
um I can't express enough the
Yeah.
incredible feeling. And I'm grateful for our house. I'm grateful for our leadership that is guiding us in this way to be a blessing to another community outside of our regular community,
Hmm.
and local community as well. So I thank Bishop, and
Yeah.
also thanking him for well, thanking God for traveling mercies and allow him to come back and just share that moment with us yesterday.
Yeah. It was special. And at the song that they were singing during that time, God be glorified.
Hmm.
That's exactly what that moment was.
Hmm.
Uh, One of my favorite quotes is to love another person is to
Hmm.
see the face of God, right?
Yeah.
So giving love in this way, $39 is not a lot. It's a sacrifice, but it's one that we can make and to show love and to let someone in Malawi know that we're there for them.
Yeah.
And so that I feel like is the ultimate example of what it means to glorify God because you're loving another person, which is one of his greatest commandments, right?
Yeah.
So, it was just a great day.
Great day, great great moment. And again, shout out to everyone that is that decided to participate in this mission with us, to be a blessing to so many children. I'm just excited to just see, just even a year after, of
Mm,
how many great things are going to come out of this, this mission, and how so many families are going to be blessed. So beautiful time, beautiful time. I do encourage you guys to go back and watch the service, and
mhm.
also watch last week's sermon, as we heard a personal testimony from gentleman's.
Rusty Punk.
Yes, Rusty Funk. I was gonna say funky or something like that. I knew it was something like that. But hearing his testimony, and how that and how it plays into this whole mission as well, is an incredible feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It
with that being said, Bishop, not only did we were high on the emotions yesterday for good reasons, Bishop also was in our backyard, and he was letting us know, letting us know about ourselves sometimes, right? But that's what we love
Sometimes I
Bishop
feel like he
for.
does this every time.
That's what we love Bishop for. Bishop gonna tell us, he gonna keep it real with us, right?
Mhm.
So we continued in this Unlimited You series, but he basically said that with this sermon, he focused on the importance of recognizing God's gifts in our lives and understanding our place in His body. He highlighted the idea that each person is uniquely gifted by God for a purpose, and our gifts are meant to serve others and not ourselves. The message also emphasized that God sees each of us, no matter our circumstances, and invites us to connect with Him, reminding us that we are never alone in our journey, right?
Yeah.
So I love that Bishop talked about basically understanding um, that we're all uniquely gifted,
Yeah.
okay? Because I feel like as we take this walk with Christ, we always try to find our place in the house, right? We
Mhm.
always try to find our place in ministry, and find our place in different ways where we are not serving ourselves but serving others, right?
Mhm.
And also giving God the glory. But I think it's hard sometimes because we tend to not lean on God's
Mm.
let me just say this. We don't
Mhm.
always trust God's vision when it comes to where we feel like our gifts are needed.
Okay.
So I feel like we may say that, oh, I'm good at this, so I can, I should serve God in this way, or I should serve in ministry this way. But when God has something else in store for you, right?
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes we think we know ourselves better than God knows us.
Mhm.
So we don't really tend to allow him to just move in a way when it comes to serving in different ministries and serving him in the house and serving him in the body. We feel like, as Bishop said, we may be feet, but we want to act like hands,
Right.
right? So I feel like sometimes we don't take the opportunity to really just let God show us where he needs us. because
Yeah.
we are all needed and we're all uniquely gifted, but we may be uniquely gifted differently.
Oh, absolutely. I think a couple of things. The first being that, sometimes, most times, I should say, it's way easier for us to operate in our comfort zones.
Hmm.
The things that we know that we are good at or we get attention for, those are the things that, we like to jump straight into, right?
Yeah.
Um, Another part of that is that when we took this proclamation at the beginning of this year, which crazy the years have missed over, Lord, break our hearts for what breaks yours.
Yeah.
We said in the very beginning, be careful when you say that because God
Yes.
will use you and stretch you and put you into positions that will have you looking left and right and wondering who got me, right?
Right.
And I feel like that's normally what happens because
Hmm.
God sees far greater than what we see for ourselves.
Hmm.
So he'll take us outside of our comfort zones to
Right.
put us in a position where it's not about us and what we
Right.
like to do or what we feel we're good at, but for the
Right.
purpose that God has ordained for us
Right.
about him and his
Right.
glory.
Right.
So that's for me the biggest element to this.
Yeah.
I think the third thing too is that oftentimes I feel like we have, was it like middle child syndrome,
Hmm.
where we like attention,
Yes.
we like that feedback, but
Hmm.
putting us in the position of our calling where we might not necessarily agree with it, again, goes to his edification and not
Hmm.
ours, right?
Right.
And that's where the greater purpose and the greater impact lies. So
Hmm.
yeah, I might want to be a hand, but I'm okay being a foot.
Right. And that was my next point, as Bishop said this Sunday, yesterday, that we want to embrace the role that we were given, right? You wants to embrace our God-given roles without jealousy and comparison.
Mhm.
As Bishop said yesterday, your role may not always put you in the forefront,
Yeah.
right? Your role may not always put you in certain positions that you think that you're good in. And I feel like, um, I'll say for myself, prior to doing social media, years ago, you couldn't get me up here. You literally could not get me up here to talk. I
What?
That's exactly, like, because I did not like I did not like being in front of a camera. I did not like it. I really did not. But that was
Mhm.
because of my own insecurities and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
it wasn't until I actually trusted God and I allowed him to lead me in certain positions, and it's just so funny how it started out. Like, I said to God, um I wanted to get involved more. So it started out as being in a fresh ministry. In the fresh ministry, then that came to like, oh, well, we need a social media presence. So go to one of the social media meetings to get, some insight about that. So I went to the social media meeting, and then being at the social media meeting, and then
Trial from
COVID
there.
happened, and God just moved in a way where I I wasn't afraid to say no when I was asked.
Mhm.
Now, prior to that, I probably would have been, I mean, I didn't say no. Like, I was not afraid.
There
I
was
was
some
not afraid.
hesitancy there. You thought about
Right.
it. Yeah.
Right. But then, like, it was not there anymore. So
Right.
I literally allowed God, like you said, at the beginning of this year, saying, Lord, break my heart for what breaks your heart. I said to God that I wanted to be intentional about my walk. I wanted to be more involved. And God basically said, all right, you want to be more involved? Here you go.
See?
Right. But I say all that to say that God moves in such a mysterious way, that I in a miraculous way as well, that I didn't even see how it was prepping me and how it was molding me to be on a platform like this and have a conversation and not have any of those insecurities anymore, or have any of those fears or any of those doubts, and not beat myself up. Because as we say all the time, we are our own worst enemies. And that's what I am to myself sometimes.
Mhm.
So when people come up and they, they just love, like when we talk about Engage, or when we talk about Recap, and they say like, oh my gosh, we love hearing that. We love those conversations. It makes us feel engaged. Like, they don't know how much that makes me feel, because it took a lot for me to get to this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here I'm thinking, I'm good with just doing hospitality and
Mhm.
just welcoming people and, telling them about what's happening with concierge. But God had something bigger for me, because I had asked him. And
Yeah.
it goes back to the point that you said, like, be prepared for what God's going to say. We ask God, break our heart for what breaks your heart. I asked God, I want to be more involved, and he got me more involved. So it just shows me that, like what Bishop is saying, like just respecting the role and embracing that. I'm
Yeah.
thankful, I'm grateful, because doing ministry like I'm doing ministry now has just not only blessed my life, blessed those that are connected with me. And
Yeah.
it has also helped my walk. I've grown spiritually and just mentally, and it just also seeps into my job as well, how it prepares me for day-to-day things, and prepare me to be in different roles and walking through different doors, and different doors opening up for me. So um this week, Bishop talking about that and respecting and embracing your role and whatever God has in store for you, it really had me sit back and really reflect on my own personal journey when it comes to ministry and when it comes to my role, and God's
Yeah.
will.
No, absolutely. And I
Maya,
agree.
and just to let y'all know, Maya likes all that. She likes hearing all that, because she knows how it was.
Oh, Kev, see, you just need to take a moment to recognize,
Here
how,
she
because
goes.
you have that type of personality where I feel like you can connect with anyone.
Mhm.
And I
Thank you.
understand 101%, because I am like the opposite, right? I was so shy growing up and could hardly talk to anyone. So doing this now and doing all that we do as part of Engage was way outside my comfort zone. Way,
Yeah.
like, past that. But like you said, I see how, um, it's grown me so much, right? And it's
Mhm.
fulfilling at the same time, and I think that sometimes when we find ourselves in position of working in our purpose and doing these things, and, we think that it's all going to be easy. There won't be any pitfalls, it's going to be perfect. But I feel like when the enemy sees what we're doing and how we're operating in our purpose and God's getting glory from it, that's when he feels the need to attack most, right? So it's not always going to be easy. So part of embracing our role
Mhm.
also means being prepared and embracing the not so fun stuff that's gonna come our way as well. And to be transparent for a moment, I had a hard time over the weekend with something, and I was just feeling like, this is hard. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. So dramatic, okay? All of it. But I posted something on the Facebook page, and then I saw the people who were also liking it and how it blessed them and, everything else. And then that
Mhm.
fed back to me, because I really feel that none of what we go through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is just for us, but to
Right.
be a blessing to
Right.
someone else, right? So that is all part of the role,
Yeah.
So going back to the hand and foot analogy, sometimes being a foot, you have to go through some funk and it carries on you for some time.
Yep.
I don't know if the funk serves a purpose, but
Not the phone.
not the funk. But it has, you being a foot, like you're made to withstand
Mhm.
everything that you
Right.
go through, and that has a purpose
Right.
uh, for the whole body as at large.
Absolutely. And I love that Bishop said that. embracing your role and not looking to what someone else's role is and comparing yourself to someone else. We are all different. We all have different roles. We all have different gifts that God has blessed us with. So just embrace that, because your gift is not just to serve you, it's to serve someone else. So when you have that mindset that this is not for me, it's for someone else, it's to bless someone else, you won't even care what the person to the left or the right of you is doing, because it all is to give God the glory and just to, sow into someone else that in return will come back to you tenfold.
Mhm.
So we always say that recap is just a little appetizer of what, just a tiny, tiny
It's
bit.
been that a while.
I know. Just a little bit of what we are taught every Sunday. As we already mentioned, it was revealed Sunday yesterday. So we want you to go back, listen to the worship, because the worship team, the choir, did such an incredible job as they do every week. Shout out to Pastor Bush, does an incredible job with the worship team. The word is always on point and on time. And then also just seeing the real reveal Sunday was such an incredible experience. So we encourage you to go back, listen to the word, listen to the worship, and not just listen, but have that active listening, and also apply what Bishop is teaching us to our lives. Bishop, he had to put a pause on what he was teaching us because, we had to do the reveal Sunday. So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring back this Sunday, as we continue in this sermon and just learning more about our roles and, embracing that as well. But we always want to keep you, engaged with us throughout the whole week. So we have a lot of great things that are coming up for the end of this month and into next month as well. So Maya, can you just share some things that we can look forward to stay connected?
Yes, absolutely. So, as of this week, we have our Embrace class tonight at 7 p.m. in person as well as online. So, if you want to just come and get some more word or community, you definitely do come on out for an amazing lesson tonight. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., we have our Safe House Men's Ministry, Real Men, Real Talk, all back to talk about real issues that men go through in life. Wednesday at 12 p.m., we have our Word Impact Gathering with Pastor Nick. And then our evening Word Impact at 7 p.m. with Bishop. We've been in such great study, and Pastor Nick spoke a little bit earlier during the Maximize Monday, about just being strong in faith and the things that might come with that. So definitely do come in on Wednesday at 12 p.m. for that amazing message as well. Saturday on Point Radio with Bishop and Pastor Nick. They talk about everything: sports, politics, culture, you name it, they'll talk about it.
They have
And
their
it's
own recap of everything.
yeah. And they will take your questions so you can call in and speak with them and, have really good conversation. On Sunday, of course, we have a full day of worship starting at 8 a.m. online only, and then in person at 11 a.m. Now, coming up towards the end of this month, next Sunday, the 29th, we are on the road with Bishop David G. Evans to Kingdom Life Church Ministries. We're celebrating their 10th church anniversary. So definitely want to make sure that you guys come out with us to Philadelphia at 6 p.m. on this Sunday coming up. Okay. Another thing that I want you guys to start getting ready for, I'm trying to see if I can upload the graphic, is our Dog Days of Summer, which is a mini event happening right after service. So while you guys are leaving the building, we want you to pick up a free hot dog and come learn a little bit more about our Worship Collective ministry.
Yay!
Okay. A lot of great things coming up in October. The first Sunday in October is Pastor Appreciation Day. We have the best senior pastor, the best executive pastor in the world, as well as a host
Best
of
dynamic duo.
pastors that are just here to cover our church. So we want to make sure that we are showing our love on this day. We're asking for a love offering of $100 for Bishop and for Pastor Nick, or the best that you can do. They have been so good to us. So we want to make sure we do all we can to just show our appreciation as well. Okay. And then we also want to make sure that we are giving it up for Bethany as a whole as we
Yeah.
celebrate 57 years. 57 years of transforming lives, being Bethany Church, and just the lives that have walked through Bethany and the lives that have been touched is amazing. So that's a hand clap for all of us as we celebrate the amazing journey that we've had throughout these past 57 years. I think that's all. I think that's all for now.
A lot's
A
happening,
lot.
but all great things and all great ways for you to stay connected. But as always, we are thankful that those that have liked, comment, and share. We see your comments. Shout out to
Yeah.
Keisha, Kay,
Thanks, Darnay.
Darnay, Belinda. There were some other people. Please, if you're going to tune in later, too, make sure you drop some comments and make sure that you join us next
Oh,
week.
I do
Go
have
ahead.
one more thing to say.
Yes.
So we're gonna start. This is news to you too, Kevin.
Uh-oh.
We're going to start a video series, and it's all going to be about finding out the reasons why you love God. How
Mm,
has God impacted your life?
mm.
What has he done for you that could be
Wow.
no one else but God acting and moving in your life?
All right
So
now.
we encourage you, if you're not local, to send those videos in and let us know. But we're also going to set up a station where you can just sit down and tell your testimony. Nothing long, real quick, but we want to hear the goodness of God in your life,
Amen.
and how he continues to bless you. All the reasons why God has been good to you. So start thinking about those things now.
All right now.
Okay. We cannot wait to hear them real soon.
Okay now. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. So you can be a blessing to someone else with your testimony. But as
Mhm.
always, Bethany family, it's a pleasure and it's an honor. It's our prayer that you were encouraged by today's message. Love you too, Darnay. And we pray that you have a blessed and safe rest of your week. And we look forward to either seeing you online or in person for one of our services. Until next time, have a good one.